I've often heard my kids explain this ministry as God's gift to them, rather than as a service project. I hope you approach your time with us in the same perspective. When you arrive at the Peace Center, please stop at the front desk and sign in each week. The schedules for our Tuesday and Thursday sessions are a bit different, so you will need to check the schedule attached so you know what to expect when you arrive. But plan to jump right in and participate right away. During dinner, check to see if your help is needed serving, and if not, sit with a group of students and help them learn the art of conversation. During devotion or gathering time, sit with a child, join in the singing, participate in the activity, set the example of an engaged listener. During playtime, play. If you are willing and able, join in the games they play. If you'd rather sit and do a craft with a child, plan for that, but be engaged. Many of these students have lived their entire lives in refugee camps. Some have been in the U.S. long enough that they only have vague memories of the life they had before they came here. Some arrived in the last 3 months. Most have seen challenges that we can't imagine. All of them are amazing and have a special place in my heart. You will love these kids. That said, each has special needs that we can help fill during our 45 minutes of tutoring time. Most of these kids are conversationally fluent, but they struggle with reading comprehension because of new vocabulary words. I might be able to read some Spanish, maybe even read it well enough to make you think that I know what I'm reading. But ask me to describe what I just read? Not so much. Some of our kids will still need to learn how to read. Many have significant issues with basic number comprehension. They haven't had the luxury of quality schools and educational-rich preschool years. If fifth graders are using fingers to add, subtract, or multiply, they need us to help fill in the gaps. These kids are resilient, and they are so much fun and capable. But their schools aren't able to meet, or in some cases, to identify their needs. That's where we step in. You should have received a file called Tutoring Tips and Tricks. This is full of activity suggestions that have been very effective for me. We have so many fantastic resources. You might need none of those. Maybe you have experience working with kids like ours. Please feel free to bring activities or reading material that you enjoy or think might be effective with your students. But since we only have 45 minutes to try to fill in holes that might take years to fill, we want to use our time efficiently. So this tips file has suggestions that will help you to use every minute you have with our kids effectively. Most of these students will also have a folder with a mastery tracking sheet. This is a tool to help us see what each student specifically needs to work on. Please use this tool to challenge your student to focus during tutoring time. But don't get fooled into thinking that the goal is to check the boxes. The goal is mastery. So if a student can solve 5 plus 3, but they have to think about it before they answer, that's not mastery. That's counting. Don't check a box until they really understand the concept. This mastery list is a great tool for new or occasional volunteers to know which activities would be most especially helpful for your student. Our kids respond well to short lessons with activity breaks every 10 minutes. After reading for 10 minutes, play a quick listening game like Simon Says, and then move to some math activities. After 10 minutes, take a jumping jack break and adjust again. If something isn't working, change. And then ask for suggestions. Just like any kids, our kids would love to just hang out with you, to watch videos, to play with stickers, or to color. And sometimes, videos, stickers, or coloring serve a fabulous educational purpose. But without significant growth in reading comprehension and basic math ability, many of our kids will face a future that isn't what we'd hope for them. It's worth being prepared with another activity or being willing to be firm when they try to wiggle out of things that are hard for them. They need us to challenge them as much as they need us to love them. And loving them is easy. If helping them grow through their deficits requires a little extra from us, it's worth the time it takes, learning some of the math games on the tip sheet or asking for suggestions from a seasoned tutor. Thank you for being willing to love these students with me. I hope you enjoy the energy and life that they share with us. I encourage you to take notes, ask questions, share discoveries and small victories with your tutoring coordinator. You can do this, and you'll be so glad you did. Thank you.